Hello everyone! If you enjoy this video, please leave a like and comment what type of content you would like to see next time. Also, only a small percentage of people that watch my videos are actually subscribed, so if you end up liking the video, consider subscribing. Check out the Patreon in the video description for some extra steamy content. Enjoy the video!
Kylie and I had met in college. She was very outgoing and social, while I was more introverted. We had met in math class, and I often helped her study for the tests. In exchange, she would get me into parties. Kylie was tall for a girl, and had long blonde hair. She was super into fashion and owned a clothing line. She sold mostly skirts and dresses, but would make custom exotic outfits. She started her company in college, and it took off when she graduated. She had quit her job to pursue the clothing line and was now very well off. We had texted a little over the years, but it was hard to stay in contact since she lived in LA while I lived in Austin. By chance, I had to fly up to LA for a business trip and reached out to her. She didn't respond for a few days, and I had forgotten that I texted her. Right before I boarded the plane to LA, she texted me back and told me I was welcome to stay at her place and that she would make some time to hang out. I quickly responded and got on the plane. When I landed, Kylie was waiting for me in the pickup area. She was driving a white Tesla. I put my luggage in the trunk, then hopped into the front seat. We hugged and started talking. I had forgotten how pretty Kylie was. She was wearing jeans and a blouse. She also had golden hoop earrings that bounced around as she talked. She said, "Long time no see. Glad you were able to make it out to LA. How was your flight?" I responded, "The flight was good. My meeting for today actually got moved back to tomorrow, so I have the day free now." Kylie smiled and said, "Awesome. I actually had something that I needed help with. Do you think I could borrow you for a few hours?" I nodded and asked, "What do you need help with?" Kylie paused, then said, "Well, I had a photo shoot scheduled with one of my models, but she canceled at the last minute, and the deadline for me to submit the pictures is tonight, so I kinda need someone to model for me. The costume is a doll costume, and the model will be wearing a bunch of makeup, so it doesn't really matter too much if it's a boy or a girl. Plus, your body would be perfect for this costume anyway." I didn't say anything. Kylie was right about my physique. I had a very skinny body and a soft feminine face. I said, Kylie, I am not so sure about this." Kylie said, "Don't worry. You will barely be recognizable after we get you all dolled up. Only me and you will ever know about this." I took a deep breath and thought maybe this wouldn't be so bad. I agreed to do it as long as Kylie took me out to a nice dinner place afterwards. She agreed. We arrived at Kylie's house and dropped off my stuff. She had a massive house that was in a gated neighborhood. We then went to her studio downtown. It appeared that her studio was empty and that we were the only ones there. Kylie turned towards me and asked if I was ready to be dolled up. I nodded. The first thing that Kylie did was waxing my legs. She took out a bunch of waxing strips and waxed all the hair off up to my upper thigh. It hurt a little bit, but also felt nice. Next, she took out tweezers and shaped my eyebrows. This part hurt much more than the waxing. I was already clean shaven in preparation for my business meeting, so she did not need to remove anything else from my face. Next, she had me sit down in front of a mirror and began applying makeup. She put on lots of eye makeup, and I was having a little trouble not tearing up. She also applied foundation and many layers of makeup on my skin. When she finished, she put my hair into a hair cap and attached a blonde wig to the top of my head. She secured the wig so that it wouldn't easily come off. She combed the hair in the wig, then tied the hair into 2 ponytails. I looked at myself in the mirror. I not only looked like a girl, but a hot one too. I winked at myself and moved my head so that my ponytails bounced around. I really liked how I looked. Next, Kylie asked me to get up and handed me a pile of clothes. She told me to go to the bathroom and put them on. I went to the bathroom and looked through the clothes that she gave me. There was a pink dress and some matching pink leggings. I took off my clothes and slid the pink dress over my body. It was a perfect fit. I guess Kylie was right about my body matching what she was looking for. I sat down and pulled up the pink leggings. They were made of cotton and felt soft against my skin. The dress had a bow tie in the back, and I couldn't figure out how to tie it myself. I left the bathroom and went back to where Kylie was sitting. She looked up from her phone and smiled. She said, "Wow, you look so cute. How do you feel?" I said, "I feel really feminine. I'm a little nervous. Girls' clothes have so many more frills than guys' clothes." Kylie said, "Yeah, I know. Guys' clothes are so boring. I would quit if I had to make a guy's clothing line." We both chuckled, and I asked her to tie the bow. She came behind me and tied the bow tight so that the dress squeezed my waist. Kylie then took out a small piece of cloth with another bow tie and put it around my neck. The final touch was the shoes. Kylie brought out a pair of pink heels and had me put them on. They barely fit and made me a few inches taller. I stumbled around in them. She said, "Perfect. Are you ready to strike some poses?" I nodded. Kylie led me over to the photo shoot area and snapped some pictures of me. The equipment was very large, and I could tell that it was expensive. The background was white, and so was the floor. Kylie first took some pictures from the front and the back. She then asked me to take some pictures where I was serious, and others where I was smiling. I was then instructed to strike various poses, such as the one in this picture. This went on for another 15 minutes. It was exhausting. Finally, Kylie said that she thinks that she had gotten enough pictures and that we could leave. I smiled and went up to Kylie to look at the pictures. Suddenly, Kylie's expression changed, and she looked like she had just thought of a great idea. Kylie looked at me and said, "Could you do one more big favor?" I nodded. She said, "Okay, I want to get some more pictures with different backgrounds. Could we go to a nearby park to snap some pictures real quick?" At this point, I was already dressed up, so I agreed. She grabbed a large camera and took my hand. She led me out of the office and into the elevator. I had trouble walking fast in my heels. Luckily, there was no one in the elevator. We arrived at the lobby and we quickly walked to the exit. The lobby had a few people in it, but everyone was on their phone. It was pretty windy outside. Kylie held my hand, and we walked along the sidewalk. A few people passed and stared at me. I think they thought we were dating or something. A group of guys passed by, and they looked at me and Kylie. By the way that they looked at us, I could tell that they thought we were attractive. We arrived at the park in a few minutes. Kylie told me to walk out into the grass, and she would snap a few pictures of me. She squatted down and started taking pictures. I struck the same poses that we did in the studio. Kylie yelled, "You are a natural." I chuckled. A man walked by and stopped to look at me. He said to Kylie that I was a very beautiful woman. Kylie chuckled and said, "It is actually a guy." The man made an alarmed face and quickly walked off. Both of us laughed. Kylie finished up the photo shoot and we walked back to her studio. I changed out of the doll costume and put back on my normal clothes. Kylie used a makeup remover to remove all of my makeup. I was glad to look like a guy again. It was really fun dressing up, though. I told Kylie that it would be fun to do this again sometime. She laughed and agreed. We sat down and reviewed all of the pictures. I was impressed by the quality and asked if she could send a few to me. Maybe I would print them out and put them on my wall. None of my friends would ever know that it was me. Kylie did some editing, then sent them off. We got dinner after and went back to her house. The rest of the trip went by pretty quickly. That was definitely my favorite part of the trip. Before I left, Kylie promised that she would invite me back sometime to do it again. Comment below if you'd like to see a part 2.